Hi, and welcome back to our channel, Sailing Soulmate. So today we're going to talk about running aground.
Yes, so I've heard before that there are two types of sailors, those who have run aground and those who lie about it. So let's just get this out of the way now. We ran aground, or I ran aground.
Our first night on the boat together, very first.
Yeah, so one of the biggest lesson learned is, well, other than don't run aground, is don't pull into a port you've never been into in the dark, attempting to anchor in shallow water. So what happened was we pulled into West Palm, and when you get into West Palm, there's this little island right in the middle of the harbor called Peanut Island. And so we were circling kind of clockwise around Peanut Island, looking for a suitable anchorage. Very crowded. Like I said, it was dark. Hard between looking at all the instruments on the navigation display and looking around for an opening, watching the depth and all that kind of stuff. We just kind of drifted off into a shallow area.
But not before entering an area where it looked like a marina area where it looked like maybe you could anchor, but you can't. But you can't see those signs. We had to back out of that and try to maneuver between a couple of boats. But there was this teeny tiny fiberglass dinghy, like a 5-foot fiberglass dinghy that was in the way.
Yeah, we basically sunk it. Well, it was still floating, but anyway. And I think we had already dropped anchor once and decided that that wasn't a authorized anchorage spot, so we had to pull up the anchor and move around again. So I was freaking out, of course, when we ran aground. I tried to back out of it right away. That didn't do any good because it was just one of the two keels that was touching ground, and so that just caused us to spin rather than back out. So we ended up getting stuck there pretty good.
There were no other boats around. Shocker.
Yeah. So after freaking out, making some phone calls, we actually called Sea Tow, and that was going to cost $1,900 for them to tow us off.
And they were on their way.
Yeah, they were on their way. And then we called later to cancel, but I had talked to some captain friends and friend, and he said, and he kind of said what already kind of in my head. I said, we'll just wait for high tide. And he said, just wait for high tide. So we waited for high tide. The next morning, the high tide was like at 9:03 a.m. About 7:30, 7:45, I jumped in the water, swam down there, and took a look at what was going on. And it was the port keel was buried in about 3 to 4 inches of sand. No damage to the rudders or the screws. Probably scraped some paint on the keel, but other than that, so by about 8:40, we'd floated up enough that we just kind of drifted off and we were good to go. So
we were back underway, and we did not kill each other, although that was a very high possibility that we were going to kill each other.
Very stressful.
We didn't. And the next day, we laughed about it so hard. And you really have to in these situations. Even if there was damage done, like, you have to go, okay, well, we're still alive. And we had that experience earlier than later, so that's a good thing. So,
got that out of the way.
There you go. And that's our story. Thanks for watching.